There's one thing which I quite find more interesting is again, one thing is that when you talk about disclosure-based regime, one point that you can touch upon is that sometimes the regimes only focus on disclosure themselves and don't look any deeper. So usually when you look at the disclosure-based regime, the natural assumption is that since the market will not reward any greenwashing, then the companies by themselves, because they want the capital, they will change their behavior. But usually what happens is that there are alternatives, they are always able to find the alternative sources of financing. Right? So say if Adani Green is dropped by that some sovereign wealth funds who are the concern of greenwashing, it can also it can go somewhere else and find that capital somewhere else. So that point you can address in your paper.
Sure.
That there is always alternative sources of capital. Why does, see, currently you are saying disclosure based regime and we should need to have a more capital allocation based regime. How? That's a big question. Because here we are going into a territory where we are talking about controlling the capital, which is a private capital. Right? Disclosure based regime works because it is in place, because all the capital is private, government has no real control over that. And you cannot simply say you cannot invest in this company. So how do you do that? That's one theoretical that you can explore. Another important thing is when you're talking about disclosure based regime, always give them that these are the assumptions behind that regime. Right? That why that regime works the way it does, why this regime exists. One of the problems of the regime is that the disclosure-based regime often focuses just on the disclosure themselves and not actually on the real change. So more and more companies, what they do is that when they are making their ESG ratings and other things, the most important thing is how to produce data for better ESG ratings, other than making any real change, especially in mining. So you will see if you really see, if you want, and one of the things about ESG again is quite a controversial thing about ESG is that they have. Has anybody seen a proper format of a ESG rating? And how much carbon emission actually counts for it? 5% of a pillar, which is already 34, which is only 40% of the overall rating. So it is. You can look at the format. So again, there's a bunch of things you can add in here, which will add. Are you trying to publish it?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. So we can later talk about your
Sure.
target journal and other things.
Yeah, sure.
But it's a nice paper. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.